Hi, this is Johan, and let's talk about what's happened at the studio in the Republic of Arlington. Well, here we are. This is the building when it was first opened in 1911, and close to 110 years later, looking pretty good actually. Now, this is a little occurrence a couple weeks ago. Yeah, we had a little bit of a fire. About 200 seconds into it, this is what was erupting from the floorboards in the back of the studio. First I thought it was electrical fire. This was no electrical fire. So I ran out the back, closed up shop, and found firemen already on scene, just getting on scene with a kitchen fire that came out of Time Moon here in Arlington Center. They're on the first floor, and the studio is on the second floor. And here the firemen are working already. In essence, it was coming out of the kitchen, which was really located, the exhaust. Part of the exhaust was located here right in this corner at the top of the first floor. You can already see they had water line and already had been dumping water into it and extinguished it. Unfortunately, the poor tenant on the second floor there, you can see the windows broken out. She just moved in. She was in her late 20s. She's in her late 20s. And she was a watercolor artist and didn't have any insurance. Man, so that's painful. And so really the damage occurred and was contained to the kitchen and just collateral damage on the second floor and the poor artist space. And what we're up here on the third floor of the studio is, and we just had enormous smoke damage. What's pretty amazing though is for the potential harm to the building and to humans. No humans were hurt, fortunately. And the building was saved by the excellent response by the Arlington Fire Department. And you can see they're sort of ripping some of the walls apart just to see if they've stopped the flames and stopped the fire. It's funny, the quote above that that I wrote there, but that's my area in the studio, is "It's the struggle. That process makes brains grow." I hope so. And Captain Conroy was really fantastic. He was apologetic when I walked into the space and he was showing me what happened, and he had the time, while he was wielding a huge axe and opening up the walls, to throw a spare t-shirt and some rubber mats on top of computers right by where he was chopping. Like, that's just insanely awesome that the fire department did that, and they really saved the building and saved our space. And really remarkable service. Here's the aftermath of the kitchen fire. Fortunately, it was pretty serious. I mean, it's $750,000, I think, initially estimated to fix the kitchen because the whole restaurant's toast. And here's the close-up of the kitchen. Now, there are lots of things that could have caused it. There are two current theses floating around. One is that the fire suppression system didn't go off. That's potentially really bad. The second part that the town really was ticked off at the owners about was there are no fire poles anywhere. It's 110-year-old building, but you still need to keep fire code up. I didn't hear a single alarm on the top floor. So there's another theory though that begs to say, well, the exhaust unit didn't soak up and suck up all the air and really quelch the fire, which it's supposed to do. It's one of its jobs as an exhaust system. The motor may have not been on. So we're still looking into that. That's not me, but the town is, and that's TBD. But interesting potential for what could have happened. But for sure, the fire suppressant systems were not good enough in the building. So here right after, as the same day or the next morning, we began to sort of have some fire remediation. It's a fancy word for let's get the smoke out and fix things. And this is a giant air cleaner. It's an industrial version of what some of us have in our house. And here's UV, basically cleaning of the air and the particles. All the rugs, by the way, had to be tossed. Yeah, unfortunately, this beautiful floor tile tossed in my partner's, John's room. Beautiful flooring. We had those redone some time ago, but again, all the rugs toast. Yeah, I wish we could say it is possible today. Sometimes these things take time, so I have to keep reminding myself. That's why I have it hanging there. But all the rugs toast, and I'm sort of liking that because there's beautiful original things underneath it. So the hope is that we can do some restoration and some new flooring. Even the staircase, that's got to go. These have been tested. Fortunately, they're not asbestos, even though they're in the 60s, I think, put in like this. We just got to redo the whole thing. So you can see here the beginning of the studio, all we're redoing with hardwoods to match the style of the building and the architecture a bit. And what I think is interesting, at least in terms of historical significance for me, is that you can see where the original doors were to the ballroom, to the Grange, for the Arlingtonians to use. And there's even the door latch right there. So like if you look for the small details, you can find things. But now the construction starts, and we got to move all of our crap out of the studio. Basically, here comes the big gates and ladders that have to reach the ceiling in order to take out all the drop ceiling. Here's the beginning of that process, and we're gonna have to just completely sort of start over in some ways in terms of flooring and repainting the second to third floors and stairs, the kitchen, the conference room, and the front of the studio is going to be refloored, repaint, and everything repainted. And the ceiling really on the fourth floor is getting a whole new look. And we are taking down, it's an opportunity that I wanted to do a decade ago, is take down the drop ceiling to show the beauty of the architecture that exists there. And so you can see it here a little closer up. Just beautiful. So this is now coming down. Electricians took down the lights today or yesterday. So that's gone, and now the grid is coming down, and we'll be able to repair the remainder of the ceiling. And so what are the next steps that we're going through? Well, the top-down lighting, we've got to figure out what we're doing there. We still have the beautiful pendant cage lights that we're going to use, but a secondary source, we're going to add some LEDs to the soffit so that we can illuminate uplight that beautiful blue curved corners. Take down the ceiling grid, get some new flooring quoted. We're going to blue board and repair the ceilings and the walls, scrape and paint. I am not going to do this, by the way. We have, fortunately, some very good crews working on it. Install the floors and paint the ballroom walls again with the Idea paint and the beautiful paint for the rest of the larger spaces. Insurance should cover most of this between the building's insurance and my renter's insurance, etc. And so our plan, I think, I've been adjusting this in near real time, is that the studio will open again by the 21st of June. So that's what's going on in the studio. Everyone's alive, doing okay. Have a good one.